Yeah, I just wanted to give an update on the robot girl. That there's been some ideas I've been having recently, and if you look at her, I mean, we got her going pretty good right now, according to what I really wanted to do when we first started. But just to give kind of the update, and we can get, you know, the eyes to move. I mean, the head is off somewhat. But the thing is whether or not we'd ever want to go silicone or not. But I don't really see the real reason why we want to do that right now. If the real concept behind all this is doing the arduino and the electronics and trying to get the accelerometer to self-balance and so forth, and eventually trying to even get a flashlight to be able to sit inside. But in the last couple of days, I've been having a revelation on something I called freeform electronics, and wondering where we could go with that. And if we could go with something like that, we would pretty much get rid of the majority of the mannequin anyway. Here's a couple examples of the freeform electronics. What I'm talking about, it's really small right now, but I'm just wondering what we could do with that in the long run, especially the freeform electronics. Yes, this is what they're calling the freeform electronics, or the boardless electronics, where they're just taking the basic electronics off the breadboard and off the circuit board and building it in freeform artwork. And they're being able to use the soldering iron material with the brass to build their artwork. So they try to do this, and this is what they were using before breadboards and circuit boards came along. So we're kind of going back to that, just to be able to make pretty artwork out of the electronics and letting the artwork stand for itself and the electronics stand for itself. So knowing that, then couldn't you be able to build a robot girl the kind of the same way and be able to use brass? And it's kind of a direct thing against Alita Battle Angel. Circuit boards. And look at these, and especially like the 9685 board and freeform electronics is taking away the PCB altogether and building it without the actual PC or PPC or whatever you call it, but you're actually connecting the electronics piece by piece in a sculpture-like thing. And if we go that way, we could be able to really build her electronics. Like, look at how that's done with those brackets, whether or not we could build the entire robot body off of something similar to that in that type of action. And as the pictures that I have shown or will show will put that in more perspective. But and we look at what we're doing here, we can be able to get the head to move up, and we can be able to get her to somewhat turn the head the other way. We can be able to show these things that we just have to be able to get to the 9685 board. And I got more batteries I know what to do with right now, but apparently in the 5 board, if you look at it, they got the batteries actually coming off the 9685 board to her battery pack. The way that system is set up, that all the batteries cases I have right now won't fit that, so I got to order some more battery cases to try to go to a 9685 to be able to get it hooked to an Arduino. But and then when we look at the Alexa, I've taken the liberty to be able to take Alexa out of her case and show you what the screws look like here. Anybody who wants to try it, you're going to have to buy some type of special type screwdriver to be able to fit in there and be able to get those screws out. I just found that out. And then the big belly bass fish didn't go into detail on taking the Alexa apart about these screws. So I always just assumed it was going to be a Phillips head or a flat head or so to be able to do that. And now when I'm ready to take the Alexa apart, I'm finding out about those screws that we got to have a special piece. But if we can ever get that taken apart, here's the thing, that her main wires, that it's just as simple as, if you look at the 9685 board, no, it's the Arduino, that if you look at the Arduino, if we can find it, these right here, these up here and these over here is where we set the servos up to. And we look at these right here, you can see where it says the AO versus these. It's the AO line, that where you hook the audio up to. And if you hook the Alexa up to that audio side of it, with a couple of them that running up to what we have, your bin, I believe it is. No, it's the ground with the 5 volt, and then it's that AO, that A0. That's how you hook up an Alexa Echo to an Arduino. It's taken me about 7 months to figure that out. But that's about all you really have to do, is just getting those screws out to be able to take her apart and be able to show it, and being able to get the battery to hook directly up to the 9685. And if we do that, we should be able to have the doll be able to talk with Alexa. But these right here, these type of servos, is what would theory be able to fit inside the doll's mouth, if you could be able to hook it up to where it actually moved the mouth up and down with a spring and a hook. I've seen it done in some of the animatronic examples I've seen, that they can do that, and they can be able to make that mannequin mouth kind of move up and down with something as simple as a cheap servo. The I think it's the MG996, if I'm not mistaken, because the ones that actually run these are the ones that run up inside her neck, if I could be able to, but it's just all embedded up in there. But they're fat servos. Those are like a lot bigger than these here. So you want to get a really small one to be able to fit inside the mount. If you can be able to get that to fit inside the mount, you'll be able to get the 9685 PCA board to go in the Arduino Uno, with that going into where you can be able to put it to the Arduino IDE. Then you should be able to take C++ programming, program all that with the arms and the head and the neck on both sides, and be able to link it all together. Then it's just a question of whether or not, do we really want to keep it as a mannequin, or do we want to try to go something more like that freeform electronics, where we could just build the entire doll from an electronic sense. Because if we could do that, we could be able to really put like DIY gamer PCs and DIY Arduino boards and DIY virtually everything into it, and be able to light it up with like RGB fans, and be able to light it up with water coolant, and let all the lights actually get seen. So yeah, if we could be able to do all that, I think we could be able to keep this project going for a whole lot longer. So just let me know what you think. Bye.